oh, by the way, look at this. That's not, oh yes, this is not.
So guys, this is a high tide now. Look, the water is coming up. Yeah. So the tour guide said that before this is covered with water. All of this that we walk right now. Yeah, look. It's now coming up. The water is coming up. Okay? So when water goes up, then all of this place covered with water. Flooded. Right now it's summertime, so it's dry. So it's good. When we came here, we don't have any problem with the flood.
All right, please come into the shade. I mean, it's only up to you, but I think it feels better in the shade. Generally, at least in summer, not in the winter. In the winter, the temperature is never too low, never below zero. But anyway, in the winter, maybe cold. And so look at that. I told you in St. Mark's, there are mosaics on the floor, on the side, on the side. Those pictures marble on the floor. They form geometrical patterns, geometrical figures. The floor of St. Mark's looks like a beautiful carpet, It's made out of tiny tiles, differently colored. The mosaics on the ceiling and on the facade are slightly different because those tiny tiles, when I say tiny, I mean even smaller than the snail, so very small, really tiny, are made of glass. That's what it is. It's either colored glass or it's clear glass, but with a thin, extremely thin gold leaf. Now the gold leaf at present is 6 to 7 times thinner than the paper of cigarettes. Right? If you touch it and do like this, you just lose it. It flakes off because it's too thin, but it is real gold, and it's inside the glass. The gold leaf is always between 2 layers of glass, just like a sandwich, fired together first and then glued to the ceiling or to the facade. Glued piece after piece, one by one, manually. The ceiling of St. Mark's is over 8,600 square meters. It's the largest mosaic ceiling we have in Italy. And so you can guess it took over 30 years, to be precise, 1063 through 1094, over 3 decades, to completely rebuild St. Mark's from the foundations up and to begin its first decoration. Then it took centuries, not only to complete the first decoration, but to restore it and then renew it, and always adding something new decorative elements. So the architecture of St. Mark's is completely oriental. St. Mark's is a real Byzantine church, but its decoration, the blend of elements of so many styles, from the 11th to the 19th century, all the styles, so to speak, are covered. The big mosaic that's over the scaffolding that shows Christ and throne, that was remade at the end of the 19th. So many styles combined in one single building. And St. Mark's inside, St. Mark's doesn't look like the ordinary, the average Italian Catholic church. It's something much more peculiar. It's something that's in between the East and the West, because that's what Venice was all about for so many centuries. A straight space in between the Mediterranean and the West. So I told you the facade was really not long ago. St. Mark's was built, completely built in bricks, just like the Altar. Can you see the brickwork under the dome, just up there? You know, that's the brickwork. Exactly for the decoration. They were just fastened to the original brick as a decoration. And you see the colors?
Yeah. They already dress like this, are when it means they're a bit
were brought from the other side of the Mediterranean. In the 12th and 13th century, most of them arrived as spoils of war booty of the Crusades. They didn't bring to Venice lots of stone. They brought to Venice columns and catapults and carvings already made, already done. Spoils of war of the Crusades, they were brought to Venice and used as a decoration and recycled as a decoration for St. Mark's. And so little by little, the lower half of the church was completely encrusted, either with mosaics or with marble.
Proseguiamo, proseguiamo.
At the end of the 15th century, yes, the blue block face represents the sky. That's why it's blue. But back then, in 1499, they still considered the Earth as the center of the universe. So please take a look. The Earth is the actual center, and all around it, the moon, the stars, the 12 zodiac signs, and also the sun. So on the zodiac clock, the sun turns all the way around the Earth. And the sun is the hand of the clock. There's only one hand, only one for the hours. So the sun is the hand of the clock, and the 24 hours were carved in the big white ring, the 24 Roman figures. Now the clock face is, let's say, roughly 80% original. Basically, it's the original. The mechanism that's inside is not. The mechanism was remade in the 19th century when they finally added to the tower also the second clock. You see the numbers on either side of the statue of the Virgin Mary. It's hours on the left, in Roman number 3 p.m. and then it's arrived in Arabic numeral. They change every 5 minutes. And that may look like a digital clock, but you know, it's completely mechanical from the 19th century. Over the Virgin Mary is the Lion of St. Mark. And finally on the roof, on the terrace, there's the big bronze bell and the two mechanical statues, two bell ringers. Bell and statue are also from 1499, completely original. The mechanism was remade. I told you that every hour, on the hour, 24/7, the two bell ringers strike the hour with their hammers. Both bell ringers and both clocks are working, but the 24-hour zodiac clock is just spectacular. I believe simply.
Still working.
Pardon?
Still working.
Oh yes, it is. That's the point. It is working. Yes. Looks like a strange clock, but it is working. You know. Yes. The strange thing is the position of the numbers. Have you seen? There's 24 on one side, 6 at the bottom, 18 at the top. Because back then, there was not one standard clock for the whole continent. Different kinds of clock were in use almost simultaneously. There were 6-hour clocks, 12-hour clocks, 24-hour clocks. But also, and that's more interesting, they started counting the hours from different moments of the day. And so in many Italian cities, including Venice, the last hour of the day was not midnight. It was sundown, sunset. And so back then, the number 24 was the last hour of light. One was the first hour of darkness. And so midnight was at the bottom. You see what the number 6 is? Number 6 was midnight. Noon, midday was at the top, where the number 18 is. 24, sunset. Midnight at the bottom, noon at the top. Then in the 19th century, they completely remade the mechanism. So at present, 24 is midnight and 1 is 1 a.m., just like anywhere else in the world. They didn't change the position of the numbers, and they kept 24 on one side, because that's why it looks strange, because it is strange, but at least it is working. That's right.
The tree we can see. See the 24 hours.